Welcome back to my video. We are on the last part of this test, and at the end you would be able to check your answers. So these ones are the MCQ questions which I feel some of you find the most difficult. So let's start with these ones. So they are saying optimum amount of fluorine in fluoridated water is calculated partly according to. So they are saying how it is calculated, how they first how hot the area is, how warm the water is, how many dental problems, or how much fluorine community choose to have in its water. So we will start it from the starting. They're saying the long stating debate about whether to fluoride or drinking water continue fluoridation is the addition of this. The fluorine, when mixed with water, become fluoride, and the desired concentration of fluoride in public water is approximately. What they are saying is the concentration of fluoride, that how much amount of fluorine is present in the water, is approximately 1 part per million, depending. So see, here they are talking about that what it is dependent on, or how they are going to calculate is on the regional temperature. Hence the amount of water people are likely to drink. So what they are saying, the amount of fluorine in fluoridated water is basically, or it's partly according means they are linked to, or what it depends on. So they are saying the temperature. So it doesn't depend on how much fluorine community chooses, no. Dental problems, no. Warm water, no. It depends on the temperature. So how hot, it's with the warm temperature. So we are choosing option A. The next one they are saying is one reason given by writer for opposing, why they oppose it, why they are not in the support of fluoridation. First, it may contribute to tooth decay. It will be unexpectedly expensive for public. They are saying it will be expensive. Obligatory fluoridation takes away personal freedom. They said it takes away the freedom for people. Obligatory means it is the compulsion. We are putting some compulsion on people. Excessive fluoride could be added to water by mistake, that it can be added by mistake. So we will see where they have talked about the opposition. So from this one, here it's talked about opposition. So let's see what they are talking about. The first one they are saying is opponent claim the benefit are extricated and not established, that they are just claiming it, but nothing has been established since. And second they are saying is there are claims of health risk to pan of the population. They are saying it's a claim, it's not proved anywhere. It can be decoloration of otherwise white healthy teeth. They are saying sometimes they are considered that higher level of fluoride can result into the discoloration. But here is the third one. Fluoridation is thought to be an infringement on individual rights. So they are pause on individual, because it is compulsory medication of all members of the society. So what they are saying is it becomes an obligatory for persons, so it takes away their freedom from them. So anyhow, if they like or not, they have to check this option. So from this one, this is the exact option. Obligatory fluoridation takes away personal freedom. And then the next one they are saying is the writer mention in order, or what he is mentioning. First, provide a contrast with view of column. He is providing some contrast with some other scientists. Support the rational nature of scientific inquiry. They are supporting the nature. Demonstrate that did not argue his case adequately, that the way he is trying to argue, or is trying to stand by other people, it's not exact what they should. Or the last one they are talking is show that science can be influenced by non-scientific considerations. So let's see where they have talked about this scientist. in this paragraph. See, what they are saying is argue that scientific knowledge does not always develop as an orderly process but is characterized by periodic revolutions. So it means not only the scientific evidence or scientific process, it's not everything. There are different things which may change it. They are saying like periodic revolution in which the method of study and assessment criteria change in a fragmented way. According to the shift from one scientific way of thinking to another is not made solely on basis of clear rules or formal scientific production but can include social factors. So see, so he is saying have never developed a full analysis on what these might be. So he's not talking about any contrast. He's not talking about the rational nature of scientific inquiry. He's just saying it might change. There are few characteristics which change it. He doesn't say his case is adequately not explained or discussed. No, it's not. What he is saying is show that science can be influenced by non-scientific consideration. That's what exactly he did. The next one they say is what did certain research discover about earlier studies in North America. The first one, there were failings in way they were carried out, that they were not done in correct way. The scientists involved had achieved unique results. The scientists who did the study there, experiments in North America, they achieved the unique results. Proponents means people who spoke in support of fluoridation had not understand its long-term effect, that people are not looking at the impacts. Fluoridation had a greater effect on tooth decay than previously believed. So what we are going to do is we'll find the word certain and North America. So in these two there is nothing talked about America or North America. So if I am scrolling through this passage, this is the word certain and North America. So from here I am concluding that my answer should be somewhere in these 3-4 lines. They are saying in the same way as many scientists who study fluoridation have overlooked social values, sociologists have also downplayed an important part of the debate by ignoring the number of eminent scientists who have questioned aspects of fluoridation. An example is study of Sutton in 1960, which analyzed the classic North American studies of the effect of fluoridation on tooth decay. That he did some studies on what effect the fluoridation have on the tooth decay and found that each showed significant methodology shortcome, that everything has its own shortcomings. All the studies which have been done, certain detailed study throw a doubt as the extent of reductions in tooth decay from fluoridation. Yet certain book is not cited in a single analysis of the fluoridation issue by any psychologist. It in a situation of some scientist uncertainty, differences in value are highlighted. So what he did is he has highlighted the differences. So what they are saying is the earlier studies mean the study which have already been done, there are some shortcomings in them. So that's why I choose the option A, that say there were failings in the way they carried out. The next is in last paragraph. What does the writer say about scientists? First, they should reveal their true motivation, that they should tell the people from where they get motivated. They should not decide the fluoridation policy. They should not decide the policy. They should solely concern with the scientific truth, or they cannot reach agreement on the fluoridation issue. So let's see what's written in the last one. They are saying opposition to fluoridation is not necessarily irrational. Rather, claim to rationality and to scientific authority are better seen of a strategy to promote fluoridation than as incontrovertible statement of the fact. So what they are saying is it is easy or more better to promote What to promote? That the statements which we are making for this process, rather than making a statement which is unchangeable. So what he is telling the scientists that they should not cite something until or unless they are sure about it, because the things change with different factors. So there is nothing about true motivation. There is nothing about solely concerned about scientific truth. He is saying to provide evidence or cite a statement which is correct. There is nothing regarding cannot reach agreement. So the answer is B, which means they should not decide the fluoridation policy. Policy means they should not cite something. This one, they said scientific knowledge should be kept from social values. He is saying that the scientific knowledge, it should be kept separate, so they should not be together from social values. And the next one, in many sociologists have disregarded the doubts that some scientists have concerning fluoridation. So let's see where they talk about this social values, and then we will see the question again. Over here, they are saying both arguments consider the scientific evidence concerning but differ in their assessments of the social benefit and cost. The differences is not between rationality and irrationality, but a legitimate difference in values. For example, the positive value placed on good teeth, the negative value placed on possible health risk, and the social benefits or the cost of compulsory or voluntary intake of fluorides. Did you get that? This was a little tricky, but this is not from where the answer is. The answer is from the above paragraph. So what they are saying, in the same way, many scientists who study fluoridation have overlooked social values. Sociologists have also downplayed an important part of the role by ignoring the number of eminent scientists who have questioned their aspects on this. And then they have clarified the whole thing, that scientific knowledge, they are saying, should not be separated from social values. They should not overlook it. So the answer here is no. The next one is, many sociologists have disregarded the doubt that some scientists have concerning fluoride. See, disregarded, ignoring. It's an exact line there, that they have definitely ignored them. So answer is same, the question is same, the written is same, so answer is yes. The next one is, certain findings have given insufficient attention by scientists outside of North America. He has not given sufficient attention to them. So this is again in the same paragraph which they have talked about. So they started from the North American studies. They said an example is the study of Saturn in this, which analyzed this and the claim about the shortcomings. Detailed study throw doubts as the extent of reduction into this. Yet Sutton's book is not cited in a single analysis of the fluoridation issue by any psychologist. In a situation of some scientific uncertainty, difference in value are highlighted and then they explain the rest. But they haven't shown that whether he has not given attention to scientists over outside North America or not, and we cannot decide it, so its answer will be not given. They are saying there are valid arguments on both sides of the fluoridation debate. There are proper evidence or proper arguments. as we have written both. So here they have explained it as well. So the answer will be true. Now moving to the last ones. They are saying in which complete the sentence. So what they are saying is the traditional view of science. Then they are saying is sociological view. They are saying Colin is of the opinion. Writer suggests supporter of fluoridation. And the writer is the opponent of this. And then there are the options which are given. They are saying the result of scientific research are not always understood at first. Scientific research not understood at first. Then they are saying scientific knowledge is based on experiments conducted by scientists. People should be able to choose whether they want fluoride or not. So it is with people's freedom. Insufficient proof. For what? To support a cautious approach. The serious damage fluoride causes far outweighs any positive impacts. Children are not the only ones who benefit from. That's for children. Fluoridation. Scientific knowledge is affected by beliefs. So if we talk about Colin here, so what does, or even if we want to start from the traditional view or something, so what was the traditional view of science is that? What was the view? How they did it or how they found it? This is the traditional view. So what I did, I just read from the top and I just find the word. So they are saying the traditional view is that science is a special kind of knowledge which is established through scientific method and objectively applied by members of a science community. So it means it's a scientific knowledge which is whom it's believed on, or what you can say is done by the experiment which are conducted by scientific community. So option would be B. The next one they are saying is the sociological view of science argue that. This is the sociological, and we will see what they are saying. Shows that scientific knowledge is socially negotiated and inevitably linked to the value of relevant parties, both scientists and non-scientists. So they are saying the value or the outcomes or anything, they are dependent on both the scientist and the non-scientist. These challenges do not see scientific knowledge as exempt from social inquiry. So option A cannot be correct because they are talking about results. Option B cannot, B is already taken. C cannot be correct because they are not saying whether to choose or not. Option D, there is nothing talked about insufficient proof. Option E is also wrong. There is nothing they are comparing from negative to positive. There is nothing about children. So option G is the most suitable one. Scientific knowledge is affected by belief of everyone concerned. The next one is for Collins. They're saying Colin is of the opinion that. What is the Colin's opinion? We will see where it's talked about Colin. It might take you a minute or so to find it, but that's totally fine. I have to finish it quickly because otherwise it will jump to the answers. Because I was explaining, so the 60 minutes will go. Okay, let Colin be for now. Let's see the other one. They are saying the writer suggests that the supporter of fluoridation may conclude that. What they are concluding over here? That the supporter, they should be able to make the decisions. And what is the opponent may conclude? What was the opponent concluding? They were concluding that people should be able to choose whether they have to